Most people live day by day, but the life you dream of starts when you design it with intention. Most people wake up asking a small question, how do I get through today? But successful people wake up asking a powerful one, who am I becoming? That single shift changes everything. Because if all you ever do is manage your day, life will manage you. But the moment you decide to design your life, your days line up behind that decision like soldiers following a clear command. See, a day is loud, it demands attention. It throws emails, problems, excuses, and distractions at you from sunrise to sleep. A life, however, is quiet. It waits patiently for your philosophy, your values, your long-term vision. Jim Rohn used to say that success is not something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become. That means your real job is not to survive today, but to sculpt yourself for the next decade. Let me ask you something. If nothing changed except your habits, where would your life be in 5 years? Same income, same health, same relationships, same stress. That thought should either excite you or scare you. And if it scares you, good. Fear can be a fantastic starting point when it pushes you toward design instead of drift. Most people drift. They let their environment design their life. They let their friends pick their standards, their past pick their confidence, and their comfort zone pick their future. Designing a life means you flip that script. You choose your standards first. You decide what kind of person you will be when no one is watching. Because personal development doesn't shout, it whispers. It shows up as reading 10 pages when you're tired, saving a little when spending would feel better, speaking kindly when anger feels justified. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a clear direction. A life designed on purpose is built through small, intelligent choices repeated daily. One extra skill learned this year can double your value. One discipline practiced daily can change your identity. One new philosophy can rescue you from years of frustration. That's why Jim Rohn emphasized working harder on yourself than on your job. Your job can make you a living, but working on yourself makes you a fortune in character, confidence, and capability. Stop asking for motivation and start building structure. Motivation is emotional, structure is spiritual. Structure says, no matter how I feel, this is who I am. This is what I do. When you design a life, you no longer negotiate with your excuses. You already decided. Your future becomes a reference point that pulls you forward when today feels heavy. Remember this, life does not respond to need, it responds to design. It doesn't care what you want, it rewards what you practice. So design your routines, design your learning, design your associations. Design your goals so clearly that even a bad day can't knock you off course. Today will pass whether you grow or not, but a life, a well-designed life, compounds. It gathers momentum, and one day you'll wake up and realize you didn't just survive your days. You built something meaningful with them. Design your philosophy first because your habits will eventually obey it. Most people try to change their life by fighting their habits, and that's why they lose. They wake up one morning and say, from today I will wake up early, eat better, work harder, think positive. They fight themselves for a few days, maybe a few weeks, and then slowly, quietly, they slide back into the same patterns. Not because they are weak, but because they skipped the most important step. They tried to change behavior without changing belief. Habits are loyal servants. They do not follow motivation, they follow philosophy. Your philosophy is the set of ideas you accept as truth. It's what you believe about work, money, health, discipline, time, and yourself. If deep down you believe that life is unfair and success is for lucky people, your habits will always find a way to prove that belief right. If you believe comfort is more important than growth, your habits will protect your comfort at all costs. Habits don't argue with you. They simply obey what you truly believe. Jim Rohn used to say that we are all influenced by two things, ideas and experiences. Experiences may hurt you, disappoint you, or slow you down, but ideas can change the direction of your entire life. One new idea, accepted deeply, can make old habits uncomfortable and new habits automatic. When your philosophy changes, discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like alignment. Think about this. Why does one person read every day while another avoids books? It's not intelligent. It's philosophy. One believes learning is survival. The other believes learning ended with school. Why does one person save money and another spends everything? It's not income, it's philosophy. One believes the future should be protected. The other believes the present should be enjoyed at any cost. Your habits are simply the visible expression of invisible beliefs. If you want to design a better life, stop asking what habit should I change and start asking what belief must change first. Because habits that are forced will eventually break, but habits that are aligned will strengthen over time. When you believe your health is your responsibility, exercise stops being a chore. When you believe your time is valuable, procrastination starts to feel painful. When you believe your potential is sacred, wasting your life becomes unacceptable. Here's the truth most people don't like to hear. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your philosophy. You can write goals all day long, but if your philosophy is small, your habits will quietly sabotage those goals. That's why some people stay busy but never progress. Their habits are active, but their philosophy is shallow. Designing your philosophy means choosing your standards in advance. It means deciding what you will tolerate and what you will no longer accept. It means saying, "This is the kind of person I am becoming," even when it's inconvenient. Once that decision is made, habits follow like shadows. You no longer need constant willpower. Your behavior begins to match your identity. Ask yourself powerful questions. What do I believe about effort? What do I believe about failure? What do I believe about consistency? Your answers are already shaping your habits right now. If you believe failure means you are not good enough, your habit will be quitting. If you believe failure is feedback, your habit will be learning. Same event, different philosophy, completely different life. The beautiful thing about philosophy is that you can redesign it at any moment. You are not stuck with the beliefs you inherited from your past, your parents, or your environment. You can choose new ideas. You can say, from now on, I believe discipline creates freedom. From now on, I believe small actions done daily outperform talent. From now on, I believe my future deserves effort today. And once those beliefs settle in, your habits will begin to rearrange themselves. Stop trying to overpower your habits with motivation. Motivation fades. Philosophy stays. Build a belief system strong enough that laziness feels out of place and growth feels natural. When your philosophy is clear, you don't need reminders to do the right thing. You feel uncomfortable doing the wrong thing. Design your philosophy carefully because your habits are listening. They are waiting for instructions. And whatever you truly believe, they will faithfully carry out day after day, Shaping a life that looks exactly like your deepest ideas about what is possible, small daily disciplines practiced consistently build a future. No emergency can destroy. People underestimate small things because they are quiet. They don't announce themselves. They don't feel heroic in the moment. Waking up a little earlier, reading a few pages, saving a small amount, making one extra call, choosing patience over anger. None of these actions feel like they are changing your life today, and that is exactly why most people ignore them. They are addicted to dramatic moves and instant results, but life is not changed in explosions. It is shaped in inches. Jim Rohn taught that success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failure is a few simple errors repeated daily. That means the future you are walking toward is being constructed right now, not by what you do once in a while, but by what you do when no one is watching. Small disciplines are the bricks. Consistency is the cement. Over time, they create something so solid that when pressure comes, it doesn't collapse. Emergencies don't ruin lives. Lack of preparation does. A health crisis is devastating when health has been neglected for years. A financial emergency is crushing when savings were never built. A career setback feels fatal when skills were never sharpened. The emergency only reveals what was already there. Small daily disciplines act like invisible insurance. You don't see their value until the storm hits, and then you realize how powerful they truly are. Most people live reactively. They wait for pain to force change. They wait for a warning from the doctor, a final notice from the bank, or a breakdown in relationships. By then, the price is high and the stress is overwhelming. Disciplined people pay a small price early, so they don't have to pay a massive price later. They choose the discomfort of discipline over the chaos of regret. Consistency is where the magic lives. Doing the right thing once feels good. Doing it twice feels unnecessary. Doing it daily feels boring, but boredom is often the doorway to mastery. The results you want are not hidden behind complexity. They are hidden behind repetition. Reading 10 pages a day doesn't seem impressive until you realize that's 12 to 15 books a year. Saving a little money doesn't excite anyone until you realize it becomes freedom over time. Practicing a skill for 30 minutes a day doesn't sound powerful until years later when your ability separates you from the crowd. Small disciplines shape your identity. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one, you send a message to your brain that you are reliable. Confidence is not built by loud affirmations. It is built quietly through kept commitments. Over time, you stop seeing discipline as something you do and start seeing it as who you are. That identity is unshakable. Life will test you, that is guaranteed. The question is not if pressure will come, but when. When it does, panic is not what saves you. Preparation does. A future built on daily disciplines doesn't depend on luck. It doesn't collapse when motivation disappears. It doesn't fall apart when circumstances change. It stands because it was built slowly, intentionally, and honestly. The problem is not that people don't know what to do. They know eat better, learn more, manage time, improve skills. The problem is they want motivation before action. Discipline works the opposite way. Action creates motivation. You don't feel strong before you act strong. You act strong and then strength shows up. Small daily disciplines are also powerful because they compound. Just like interest in a bank account, Their growth accelerates over time. At first, progress is almost invisible. That's where most people quit. They judge too early. They forget that the most dangerous enemy of discipline is impatience. You must trust the process before the process can reward you. Design your days around what matters, not what screams the loudest. One disciplined hour a day invested in your future is worth more than 10 chaotic hours spent reacting. Discipline is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things consistently. When you build that habit, your future becomes resilient. One day, something unexpected will happen. A setback, a crisis, a challenge, and while others panic, you will realize something powerful. Your future is not fragile. It was built with small disciplines, repeated daily, strong enough to stand when life tries to shake it. You don't change life by changing today. You change today by deciding who you're becoming. Most people wake up focused on tasks. What do I need to finish? What problem needs fixing? What fire needs putting out? They live in constant reaction mode, measuring success by how busy the day felt. But busyness is not progress. Activity is not transformation. Real change begins when you stop asking, "How do I get through today?" and start asking, "Who must I become so that my future looks different?" Identity is the root of behavior. What you do flows naturally from who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, your actions will quietly confirm that story. If you see yourself as disciplined, your choices will reflect that identity without force. This is why trying to fix a single day rarely works. A day is too small to carry the weight of transformation, but an identity can carry an entire lifetime. Jim Rohn often emphasized becoming more than achieving, because you can achieve something without becoming anything new, and when that happens, the success never lasts. But when you become more valuable, success chases you. Deciding who you're becoming is deciding your standards in advance. It's choosing how you will act when motivation is low, when no one is clapping, when results are slow. The future version of you is already influencing today. Every choice is a vote. A vote for the person you are staying, or a vote for the person you are becoming. You don't need to win every vote, but the direction must be clear. If your actions are aligned with your future identity, even small steps move you forward. If they are not, even productive days can lead you nowhere. People try to change life by fixing circumstances. New job, new city, new relationship, new routine. But without identity change, the same problems resurface in different forms. You don't escape yourself. That's why lasting change feels internal before it looks external. When you decide, "I am the kind of person who finishes what they start," your day reorganizes itself around that belief. Becoming is uncomfortable. Growth always asks you to let go of an old version of yourself. Comfort says, "Stay familiar." Growth says, "Step into the unknown." This is why many people say they want change but resist the process. They want a new life without a new self, but life doesn't work that way. The price of the future is a present that feels different. Your self-image acts like a thermostat. No matter how high success rises, if your identity is set low, you will subconsciously bring yourself back down. But when you raise your identity, your actions adjust automatically. You don't have to force consistency when consistency is part of who you believe you are. The powerful question is not "What should I do today?" but "Who would the person I want to become be today?" How would they speak? How would they handle pressure? How would they use time? This question simplifies decisions. It removes emotional negotiation. You stop debating with your lower self because you've already chosen your higher standard. Every day is a training ground for identity. The way you respond to small moments shapes who you are becoming. Choosing patience instead of anger, learning instead of scrolling, discipline instead of excuses. These moments feel insignificant, but they are shaping your character in real time. Character is not built in dramatic moments. It is built in ordinary ones. You don't need a perfect day to move forward. You need a clear identity. When you know who you are becoming, setbacks become lessons instead of verdicts. Failure becomes feedback instead of identity. You stop taking life personally and start taking responsibility. Deciding who you're becoming gives today meaning. It turns ordinary actions into investments. You are no longer just working, you are becoming capable. You are no longer just learning, you are becoming valuable. You are no longer just disciplined, you are becoming reliable. Life changes when identity changes, not instantly, but inevitably, because once you become someone new, your actions, habits, and results have no choice but to follow. And one day you'll look back and realize you didn't fix your days. You redesigned yourself, and your life followed naturally. Take a deep breath and listen closely, because this is where everything comes together. Not tomorrow, not someday, right here, right now. You've heard the ideas, you've felt the energy, but inspiration without decision is entertainment, and you didn't come here to be entertained. You came here because something inside you is tired of drifting and ready to design. Let me talk to you like Jim Rohn would, honest and direct. Your life will not accidentally improve. It will not magically rise because you watched another video or nodded at another quote. Change begins the moment you say, enough waiting, enough hoping, enough negotiating with my potential. From this moment forward, I decide who I am becoming. You don't need to fix your whole life tonight. That pressure is a lie. You need to fix your direction. A ship with a clear direction can survive storms. A ship with no direction panics at every wave. Direction is more powerful than speed. Decide the kind of person you will be when no one is watching, and let time do its work. Talk to yourself differently starting today. Stop saying, "I'll try." Say, "This is who I am now. I am someone who honors small disciplines. I am someone who thinks long term. I am someone who doesn't trade tomorrow for comfort today." Your words are instructions. Your habits are listening. You may feel behind. Good. That means you're aware. Awareness is the first step to power. You may feel tired. Good. That means you've been carrying a life that no longer fits you. Lay it down, pick up a new philosophy. You are not late, you are early in becoming intentional. Remember this when motivation fades, and it will. You are not building a day, you are building a life. Days get messy. Life gets meaningful. Some days you will win, some days you will learn. Both are progress when your direction is clear. Have a conversation with your future self. 5 years from now, they are watching you. They are begging you not to quit when it gets boring. They are asking you to read when scrolling feels easier. They are asking you to save when spending feels good. They are asking you to grow when staying the same feels safe. Everything they will have depends on what you decide now. Stop waiting for confidence. Confidence is built after action, not before it. Stop waiting for permission. No one is coming to approve your potential. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Perfect moments are myths. Progress belongs to those who move while imperfect. You don't need more time. You need more intention. You don't need more talent. You need more consistency. You don't need a new life. You need a new standard. Raise it quietly, firmly, daily. Let today be ordinary but intentional. Let your actions be small but aligned. Let your discipline be boring but consistent. Over time, ordinary done consistently becomes extraordinary. That's not motivation, that's law. One day, not far from now, you will wake up in a life that feels different, not because luck showed up, but because you did. You showed up when it didn't matter. You showed up when no one was clapping. You showed up when quitting felt logical, and that is how lives are designed. So walk forward with this truth in your chest. Design your philosophy, protect your disciplines, commit to becoming. Don't manage your days like emergencies. Build them like investments. Your future is not fragile. It is waiting for leadership. And that leadership begins with you choosing right now to live on purpose.